what is freediving. It's a tool that allows me to get to know myself better. You really have to be out there, experience it yourself. Let's go ocean deep, soul deep. Hi, I'm Maria. I'm your freediving instructor trainer, your senior yoga teacher, your competitive freediving instructor and coach, and I'm a mom. I'm born and raised in Cebu, and I've been exposed to the ocean as young as 4 or 5 years old. We had a resort back home in Cebu when I was still young, when my grandfather was still alive. And every weekends I go out with my dad. My dad scuba dives, and he takes us out with my brothers. So as early as 4 or 5, I've already learned how to be out in the ocean like a fish. I first learned how to scuba dive because my dad is a scuba diver enthusiast for as long as I can remember. He took me out in the ocean, enrolled me in a course, bought me my own gear. I appreciated the idea of being underwater for long periods of time because I'm able to breathe freely. But then what discouraged me is that the idea of having to prepare so many things, to think about decompression, there's like these tanks, weights, and all that. To me, that was already like, yeah, no, I don't want this. And eventually found out that in Cebu, there were already freediving courses offered. So I joined courses, and then I liked it, I enjoyed it because I learned more about safety. And after my first level course, I kept going until my master freediving level course. And then a year after, I think I became an instructor. There's a big misconception that only flexible people should do yoga. But what people don't know is that the more you do yoga, the more that it makes your body flexible. And on top of that, it actually allows your mind to be flexible. So a flexible body leads to having a flexible mind, which translates to you being able to deal with your personal life with a better headspace. So that is what's so beautiful about yoga. The way I teach is actually a combination of traditional yoga, from what I've learned, and a touch of me. So this is actually what I tell people. So if you want to learn more about me, if you want to get to know me, come to my classes, because the way that I interact with people is coming from my heart. So this is one thing that makes my classes special, is because I teach from the heart. And my classes are designed in a way that accommodates the group. So I don't just make classes, okay, this is my class for today, this is what you're gonna do. So my classes changes depending on the group of students that I have. I make it more personal so that students have a great time when they do their yoga class. So if you haven't heard, yoga and freediving both complement each other. Both yoga and freediving are a form of meditation. So when I teach freediving to my students, I make sure that I let them try and feel the benefits of meditation, the benefits of finding relaxation in uncomfortable positions, yoga positions. And when they're able to find that peace in their head with discomfort physically, then I start to apply it and relate it to freediving. So I try as much as possible to integrate both as an approach to how I teach freediving in the water. All right, so let's go through what happens in a 40-meter dive. We're on the surface, on the buoy, floating, eyes closed, resting the elbows on the buoy, and allowing your body to just float with the water. And we take our nose clip, put the nose clip onto the nose, put our hoods on, take our full breath, do a little bit of packs, and then start the dive. We're going to do a bifin dive. So we're going to lay flat on the surface, arms hangs down, do a nice lazy duck dive. Find your arm position. I like putting my arms in arrow position. I start doing my kicks, kicking my way down to first 15 meters. And then after 15, I start to taper down my kicks. I start to just feel that rush of water onto my face. And once I feel that the water is like just really flowing so beautifully against my face, I stop finning and I allow gravity to pull me down. So that's where the free fall phase starts to happen. So the moment that I approach free fall, I just soften everything that I can soften physically, which is my thoracic area, my arms, my shoulders, my legs. And in the moment that I free fall, I actually bounce back. I deconcentrate from equalization, body position, where I'm at in the water, and my free fall speed. So those are the things that I constantly check on. Equalization, body, my orientation on the rope, and my speed. And then 3 meters before the ball, I'd hear an alarm, and then I extend my arm, grab the ball, turn, one pull from the bottom, and I start finning my way up to the surface. The moment that I fin, I just keep reminding myself, I'm okay, I'm safe. I'm okay, I'm safe. I'm okay, I'm safe. Once I start to see the safety divers, I just remind myself, okay, relax. You're okay, relax. You're okay, relax. I roll my eyes just to check where I'm at, and when I see that the surface is closer, I start to taper down my kicks until I feel positive buoyancy, and I let positive buoyancy take me up, back to the surface, break the surface, take off the nose clip, recover breaths, smile, and I'm okay. This is how I see it. Most people compete because they want to do national records, break the current records, but ever since I've competed, records are just a bonus for me. For me, competition is basically working so hard to see myself improve. Every time I see myself step out of my comfort zone, become stronger, become smarter, that to me is already a win. Freediving is an individual sport, so I'm competing with the old version of myself. Freediving competitions, personally, I would say, is very interesting because it allows me to really get deep into myself. You know, I get to test the waters in terms of where my limit is, and most of the time, I always notice that the limiting factor is my head. And every time, you know, I'm able to step out of my head, I feel a great sense of fulfillment that actually I can do more. And that in itself is already what makes competition freediving really interesting. It's the competition day. I wake up. First thing I do is I meditate. I write on my journal. I set my intentions for the day. My intentions are something that I know that I can do. So I set realistic intentions. Once it's done, I don't miss my morning coffee. So there is always that morning coffee time. So after my coffee, I go out, I start to visualize my dive. I start imagining the most beautiful, the most perfect dive that I could ever do on that day. And then from there, I walk to the check-in area, give my finger for the oximeter check, and then sign, check my attendance, and then I find my spot. After finding my spot, I put on my headphones, I listen to music. The music that I listen to are either hip-hop or trap music. So the more beats, the more it makes me relax. And then I just, from there, just let myself get absorbed by the music and wait till my official top. A few minutes before my official top, I get in the pool, I wear my wetsuit, and then I start to go into the competition zone. And once I'm at the competition zone, nothing goes inside my head. All I think about is just relaxing my body from my head to my toes. And then I just pay attention to the judges until I hear 10, 9, 8, until official top. I take my one full breath, and then I do a little bit of packs, and then I do my dive. And then once I do my dive, nothing else matters. It's just me, the rope, or the pool, if it's in a pool competition. And the goal is just to do my task for that day on that dive. Once the task is done, I come back up to the surface, do the protocol, remove my facial equipment, which is just a nose clip, give the okay sign, and then I verbalize I'm okay. Obviously smile because there's cameras everywhere, look good, and wait for the card, and then that's it. So I assess the dive, and then I take it onto my journal, and then I celebrate. Whatever the outcome, I eat good food, I treat myself for working hard that day. And then before I go to sleep, I actually listen to stories. Most of the time I listen to history, and I also listen to sonnets. And then I write down my journal, go through the day, and then recheck if I was able to do my tasks or my intentions for the day. And then that's it. Since 2015-16, the number of freediving groups has grown multiple times. Like I would say 200% ever since. So there definitely is growth in the country in terms of freediving. I wouldn't say that freediving education is not available because we have almost 90 freediving instructors in the Philippines. Okay. A big chunk of these instructors are actually from Manila and some are from Cebu. In terms of freediving education, I would say that we are at par internationally because we teach international agencies across the country. So there's ADA, there's SSI, there's RAID, there's PADI, and the very famous Malchanov's education system. To me, it's not about the education. I would say it's having instructors that are more empathetic. Instructors that knows how to relate and feel for their students, not instructors as authoritative and just pure on instructors. So I, as an instructor trainer, I like creating instructors that has a heart. So what sets me apart from other coaches, I would say, is my heart and my sense of understanding people. I would say I have this gift of relating to people in a way na really special. I see people not physically, but I see them for who they are inside. And once I see their potential, their capabilities, I hold it close to my heart for them to explore their capabilities the way that I see them. To my mentors, Alexi, Adam, to Dean, I've already said this a million times, thank you. I wouldn't be who I am now if it weren't for you guys. The favor that I give them is actually to share what I've learned from them to as many people as I can. My wish for the Filipino freediving community is just very simple. Learn to have an open mind. Learn how to listen with the intention to truly listen and not just listen because you want to respond. Like, we cannot grow if we work against each other. So for us to grow in a very holistic way, we have to help each other, we have to listen to each other, we have to work together. We can't call ourselves a community if we work against each other. So put everything aside, put all your egos aside, and let's work together to make this community a better place for each and everyone. I'm Maria Zosa. Let's go ocean deep, soul deep.